here is my version of the Castle Dracula from the 1931 horror movie. Ta-da! How do you like that, huh? Just look at that. This is as close as I could get to replicating it. In the movie, this is the only side of it that you see is right here. This is the view you get, except for some interior shots. But what we do know is some of the interior rooms that are in it, or that are shown in the movie, include the front entrance. So they walk into the movie, they walk into the castle, you see the horse and buggy come in. In the book, there was a thing about green lines or green fogs and stuff as they were coming in. So I kind of thought it would be cool to have this. You know, you're supposed to get like a chill run up and down your spine when you cross the entrance to the castle. That was also in the movie Nosferatu, which was a ripoff of the book Dracula, but was its own movie actually. And so then they come in, and Dracula bids him welcome, enter freely of your own will. This is where the children of the night, oh, the children of the night, what music they make. Wahaha. He doesn't do that wahaha thing, though. And so we know that in the movie, we know that there's this fireplace in the room. I made it a lot bigger than I think it was in the actual movie. There's a couple pillars, the big staircase that goes around. The windows that look out over, I guess, the mountains there. And then the stairs go up. And then, presumably, they go into the living quarters. So I kind of had carte blanche here. Carte blanche? I kind of had Sorry, Blanche. I had carte blanche, not Blanche. I kind of had carte blanche here. So I kind of went nuts with it. So I actually divided this into two separate sections. So we'll start here. And I imagine that this is going to be the library. I haven't actually put the books in it. But there's a big scene in the book where Dracula has Jonathan Harker there going through the books and everything. And this should be floor-to-ceiling books, but I just haven't been able to get around to it. So I haven't really decorated the interior of the building yet. But I just have the exterior done. But one of these days I'll get around to that. And then up here, I'm not really sure what this is, but I think this could have been like a conference room where Dracula was a great general and he would have conferences with his leaders of his armies and stuff. There's Castle Frankenstein there, or the Frankenstein Tower. And then again, this is just another room. They might have had maybe private meetings in there, or maybe that would have been where they had different stuff. I don't know. It's whatever you want. And then over here, this is just attic space, I imagine. And I imagine it's pretty creepy attic space. Oop, don't want to go in there yet. Some kind of creepy attic space. Maybe there's dead bodies in here. I don't know. It is Castle Dracula. It could be anything. Anything at all. And Dracula in real life, was a real prince in Transylvania. And they just recently put the real Castle Dracula up for sale. Although actually he had like 3 castles, and there's a lot of different debate on these things. So anyway, so here's the regular living quarters. This is where the people would have lived. And down here we have a room that is sort of featured in the movie, where Dracula feeds. There would be a table and chairs here, and then Dracula feeds Jonathan Harker. So I imagine this is kind of like the dining room. And then up here are the bedrooms, and of course, I've kind of limited budget here in Minecraft. And I'm not really sure, but one of the castles that's a Castle Dracula is like huge. It just goes on and on. And that was actually the castle that the book was based on. So, I just made the one from the movie. So that kind of limited the space. So these are just bedrooms that I imagined that the wives had. So there was the lesser wife, the middle wife. He had 3 wives in the movie. And then this would be the the marriage chamber. So this would be Dracula's actual bedroom. Here's his private, what do you call it, balcony, I guess. Over there is my friend Raven's mama's house. We'll have to see if she'll let us have a tour of that one of these days. This isn't actually shown in the movie at all, and I just kind of like assumed there's a tower or some kind there, so I didn't really do anything with that yet. I think I'm just going to put like a little peaked roof on it. I just wanted something there to complete the corner, to be honest. I don't have any idea what would be there. And then in my version, we know that there's a tower in the background in the movie. So in my version, it's associated with Dracula's actual bedroom. And I made that decision because, in fact, we know that one of Dracula's wives actually threw herself off of a high place in the castle and killed herself. Anyway, so I imagine that this is the tower then. And she probably threw herself off over here and went splat. We won't do that, though. I'm on Peaceful to show this off, and I will admit that I did a lot of this building on Peaceful, but always in survival. Everything I've built in this world, everything everybody has built in this world has been in survival. So every block and everything and every building and everything we had to mine or chop down or do something with, so. Little damage. Oh, well. I'm okay. I can take it. Let's see. I think I'll be all right. So this is the inner courtyard. And I imagine this would all be overgrown with weeds, and there would be some flowers and stuff here I haven't really decorated. And here's a nice little walkway. Here's another room that is featured that I imagine is featured in the movie. The wives come in and find him here. There should be some couches along here and stuff. Like I said, I really haven't decorated. I got that stuff going though. I got the nice. I think this turned out really well. This looks really sinister and evil to me. I think this was a really good fireplace. I was really happy with that. With this room in general. Here's another one. And then I imagine that over here are the kitchens or something. Somewhere around here have got to be some kitchens. So I figured that this was the kitchen. I don't know. This is another entrance that would be like, I guess, the servants' entrance. So here would be the kitchens. Here's an exit out to a back courtyard. I don't know what this courtyard would be. I imagine this would be something here. This is some more space that I haven't really defined yet. I think it'd be a little private garden there maybe, but it could also be like a little cabbage garden or something. They might be growing their garlic here. Garlic. Dracula's not fond of the garlic. Here's where I think that the soldiers stayed. So there's these are duplicates on both sides. There's barracks here. So we could have plenty of soldiers to guard the castle. And then you can actually go up on top, fight off anything that you have to. And then in here, this is the stables, I guess. And in the movie, you can just see that there's something over here. You really can't see this area here. And this wouldn't be like this, I guess. I think this is just this way because of the Minecraft horses, so they don't get stuck in the wall. This is the way up to the top, the uttermost tower here. The big tower. All right. And then up here's the actual interior of the ceiling of the roof here, and you can kind of see in reverse how I did that. I was really proud of this roof, man. I'm going to tell you what, I'm sure you can't see it too well from the video, but this pattern, I think, made a really nice peaked roof. And I started off making it out of dirt, and then I just put the blocks on the outside. I kind of screwed around with that till I got a good shape. And it turned out looking very much like, oh, and I like this. I think this turned out very well. the lamps on the roof, on the ceiling, and then the hanging chandelier. Let's take one more look at that at the top of that tower, because I was real proud of that. And then, oh, this tower here. This is obviously in the movie as well. Okay, or it's on the castle that's in the movie, but of course you can't see inside of it. And then this side part where it kind of butts out here. This is right. This is all right out of the movie. Obviously, this is all right out of the movie. And what I had to do was, all I have is the shape from the actual picture that I have. So what I did was I came up here and I basically made like a wireframe out of clear stone. And that was the first thing I did, was I kind of defined this tower, and this side, and then this large structure here. And then I filled in that tower and this tower. I adjusted this. I made it a lot deeper. Originally, I had it only go to about here. And then I realized that based on the scale, it had to have been very much bigger. And it leads right into another tower, but there's nothing in that tower either. There's one more area I almost forgot to show you. And I would have been really sad if I did. Okay. Oh, and there's a tarn here. So the idea here is that there's water coming, literally out of the mountain, and it runs over here under that bridge. And then there's falls, and it falls down to the lake below. And I think that turned out really well. And this rock here, or this prominence, this is actually in the movie with a tree on it. And there should also be, I just realized also, I forgot, but I think there should also be a tree here. A thin tree. So maybe I'll add that in too. But the other thing I needed to show you was this. So we know that this door's here in the movie, because you can see it in the movie. And we know that it goes to another area. So I just assume that it goes to this courtyard. From the size of the castle that you can see in the movie. So I added this this door here, because we know that in the movie there's a crypt underneath the castle, and there had to be a way down to it. So, now walk carefully, and be careful where you walk here. I don't want anybody to step off and fall to their doom, or get tangled in any of these webs and devoured by voracious spiders. Okay. This is a little treacherous here. Here's, ooh, look, somebody's been digging up one of the coffins here. That should be full of bones, I think. I'll put some bones in there. That's a good idea. And, this is creepy, man. Check this out. How dark is it down there? I bet this is all full of skeletons and zombies and creepers all the time. I bet they make a heck of a racket. Anyway, oh, another coffin. All right. I hope you guys liked it. I spent forever doing this. And then this road should actually curve around the mountain, I think, and come down on the other side. But I wanted the castle to face town, so to put its best face forward. So anyway, I'll catch you later. This is Gut Muncher Zero. And as is tradition,